Alright, what's up, everybody? I actually haven't done an update in a little bit. It's actually now Thursday, so I'm doing an update. I don't even remember where I left off last, but I know I was like doing like another like hour past Albuquerque, which is what I ended up doing. Like another like, well, it was like another like hour and a half, 2 hours really is what it was. I'm now actually in Arizona, and I made it to Arizona last night, like just the border. A lot of stuff's actually happened. So last night when I was driving, I was looking for like a rest stop or a travel center to just sleep at, you know? And it got dark, and I was starting to get tired, so I was like trying to find one. Because I was tired, I ended up missing the stop I wanted to go to. And I just looked for like the next stop, rest stop. And so then I go to that one. That one's like just across the border from between New Mexico and Arizona. It's like in this like town called Lupton. And I literally, the rest stop, there's like these two roads, right? And it's like dark at this time and I'm tired. There's these two roads that you take, and there's like an upper one and a lower one. They both look the same, so I like take the upper one. I thought that's where the GPS was showing me to go, and apparently that was not the correct one. It was the lower one. So I take that road, and it's like this one-lane road, and it's like dirt. It's like dirt immediately, and I'm like, oh no, this is not right. I'm like, I have to turn around. It's the other road. So I like go down it to like the end of where it turned, and I didn't realize, but if you keep going, I thought it was like taking me up like a mountain, so I was like, I don't want to do that on a dirt road. So I was like, I'm not doing that. It was really just happened to be just some guy's property, some guy's house. But so like there's like this flat spot, and there's snow on the ground. So I was like, oh, I can just like turn around here, which I'm in this like small little hatchback. I don't know why I thought I could do it. It was like, it's only like an inch of snow, which is really why I was thinking I could do it. It was like an inch, maybe like 2 inches at most of snow, and I was like, yeah, I can make it. It was like flat, you know, so I was like, I can do it. But I was like tired too, and I just wasn't thinking. If I was, you know, not tired, I probably would have done that. And if I definitely could have seen further up the road, I definitely would have done that, because I would have realized I could have turned around. But I like go in there, and I like got stuck. So it's like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm stuck in this like snow spot, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. I'm gonna die here. And I was like just so tired. I was like, so I like walk out, try to like, you know, see what I can do, and it's like I'm clearly stuck. There's nothing I can do basically. So I'm like, all right, this is not good. You know what? I'm like, I could call AAA right now, or I could just go to sleep and deal with this in the morning. I'm like exhausted, because like nothing's gonna really change. I was like trying to check the weather, and like I knew that there wasn't supposed to be snow yet, but I actually didn't even have very good connection to the spot. I had like one bar of like my 4G, and it would go like on and off, like whether I could connect to it or not. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's just terrible. So now I'm like, I'm gonna get eaten by a skinwalker or something, you know, in the middle of the night. So like, and it literally dropped to like 0 degrees that last night too. Like it was like 8 degrees, 0 degrees or something, like somewhere in the below 10. And I'm like, no. So luckily, I mean, I have a lot of stuff to bundle up with, you know. So I was just like, all right, I'm just going to sleep. Screw it. I'll call AAA in the morning. And that's what I did. And surprisingly, I had a comfier sleep the night before. I don't know why. I really didn't get cold either. The worst thing that happened was my nose would get cold. Eventually, I just threw the blanket over my whole head. I kept throwing it like over my mouth at first, and then I was like, now I can't breathe very well. But then I eventually just threw it over my whole head. I was like, no. So that's what I ended up doing. But yeah, the morning comes, and I call AAA. I'm like, hey, I need help. Get me out of here. Yeah, I'm like, please get me out of here. I'm stuck. And they're like, okay, we'll try to get you someone. We'll dispatch. I mean, the person on the phone was really nice. They're really kind. But like, they mentioned that like, if you're in the snow, we don't help you if you're in the snow. Which I've never been stuck in the snow before, like where I needed to call AAA, but I thought that was pretty wild. I was like, what am I supposed to do then? You're like literally roadside assistance, roadside services, so like maybe it's like an Arizona thing, I don't know, maybe like it's not like that in Indiana where I'm from, but I was like, what do you mean, like you can't help me? And they're like, no, we can't help. So I'm like, cool. But yeah, so they're like, but like, I'm sorry, they didn't say they couldn't help me, but they're like, we'll come and see if we can get you out. And I'm like, it's literally like an inch of snow, like inch and a half, maybe 2 inches at most. And I'm not very far off the road. I'm like, you know, like 10 feet off the road. And it's like flat. I'm not in a ditch. So they're like, if you could try to clear that area out of snow, for when we get there. I'm like, okay, I don't have a shovel or anything. I have the best tool I had was my like snow scraper for my windows, my ice scraper. That was one of the best tools. I'm like going around like trying to clear it out, and then I like try to clear out and see if I could like get out still. I was like, no. So I like sit there for like an hour, and I'm like trying to like recharge my phone because my like phone's dying, and I'm like telling everyone like the deal. I'm like, hey, this could be bad, because then I was able to actually finally see the weather, and there's literally a blizzard the following morning. So not today, but tomorrow morning there's supposed to be a blizzard, and I'm like, this is not good. So I'm like, I'm not doing this. This is bad. This could be really bad. Because then my car would really be stuck in the snow, you know? And they're telling me that they won't pull it out of the snow. And I know they won't pull it out in that. They won't pull it out in this. An hour goes by, I call them back. And I'm like, literally while I'm waiting for them to call. It was actually right when they picked up too. This guy pulls up. And the area I'm at like, you know, it's like by all the Indian reservations. So you can tell he's like Native American. He's like, hey, your car stuck? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'll pull you out. Apparently this was his property that he was on. I guess he was leaving for work at the time. He's like, let me go grab my chain, I'll pull you out. I'm like, awesome, dude, you're like really a lifesaver right now. I'm like, he's like, just cancel the AAA, like I'll pull you out. So he goes, grabs his like chain and pulls me out. I'm like, dude, you literally just saved my life, like potentially. Because like, I didn't know if AAA would really even get me out or not, you know? This dude literally just got me out, and I'm like, thank you so much. So he literally saved my life. I mean, I wasn't probably gonna die, like worst case, because I could actually see the rest stop that I was trying to get to from where I was, so I could probably just like walked over and just like stayed in there. I wouldn't like die, but my car would be screwed. So that happened, and now I have the rest of the trip ahead of me to St. George. I was gonna take this route, which is what Google Maps originally told me to take, to go through the Indian reservations, literally to go through them. So that's what I've started to do, and I went about an hour and a half in, and I'm like, the roads are clear, but like I didn't realize what I mean. I don't know that much about the reservations, you know. It's like, but like it's all snow around me, and like there's nothing. It's like literally I'm in the middle of nowhere right now. I have like terrible service, you know. Like I'm in the middle of nowhere. These are all like Native American lands, you know. They're pretty much like the only ones who live here. So it's like, and it's like 6 hours to cut through the Native American lands to get to St. George, pretty much. That's literally the whole rest of the trip. So I like went about an hour and a half, got to this other like town, like talked to the dude at the gas station. I was like, I'm just gonna be honest, dude. Like, do these roads get worse? Because like I will get straight in, I will be screwed. Then I'll be really screwed. Then I actually could die. I could literally die if I got straight in where I'm at right now. Like, if my car slips and goes off the road, I'm screwed. I'm literally screwed. So, like, I would literally probably die. And it's, like, gonna get cold, too. And like I said, there's a blizzard tomorrow. So, I would be really screwed then. I was like, you know what? I'm, like, the type of person just commit. Go for it. Do it. Just like, you're gonna make it, you know? Like, just fight through. But I gotta also be logical. And it is... in my car, like, you know, like, if it gets... It's not supposed to get super steep, but you do go through mountains later on. And he's saying, like, that's where the roads might get bad. Like, I can handle the mountains in this car if it's not super, super steep. But if the roads are bad, then it's just like, I'm screwed, you know? So, I will literally die. I'll get straight and die. So, I'm heading back now, actually. The guy was super nice. I was talking to him, he's like, yeah. He's like, kind of telling me all the options, like the routes I could take. So I'm actually heading back now. Unfortunately, I did an hour and a half, which sucks because now I have to make. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back out of the reservation area. Then I'm gonna go towards Flagstaff. Unfortunately, I think the blizzard hits there sooner, so I might end up having to stay in Flagstaff and not even go further on. I don't actually know yet, but I might end up getting stuck in Flagstaff with the blizzard and waiting like even a day. But I'd rather that happen. I'd rather get stuck in Flagstaff than get stuck in the middle, straight in the middle of nowhere, where I have no service, can't contact anyone. Like, it's just, it's dangerous. And I still could get screwed over right now. I'm still in here. I still got like an hour to go. Oh, and it's terrifying too, because what's so scary about going through here is there's these dust storms. There's literally these dust storms that come. and you can't, it's like fog. You can't see anything in front of you. I thought it was like a blizzard at first. When I first saw one, I was like, what is going on? Like, but there's no snow coming down. It's literally just a dust storm. And it's like, oh my gosh, like this is so dangerous. Like, this is not, like, it's just not worth risking it. Because, like, you know, if like I knew there wasn't a snowstorm, sure, maybe I'd be more willing to do this. But knowing there's a snowstorm tomorrow, it's just like, it's not worth it. Sorry, I didn't update yesterday. The reason I didn't even update is because I wanted to save like my battery. Like, I was gonna pull up my phone last night and just be like, yeah, I'm like stuck in the snow. This is bad. But I wanted to like save my battery life on my phone so I could contact AAA in the morning. In worst case scenario, like the police, you know, because like what if my car died or something? Then I can't even charge my phone. Then I have to walk out, you know. And there are animals out here. It's like I could get attacked by like a cougar or something. Who knows? Like walking to the rest station, like something could happen. Like I'm not familiar with this place, you know. This is all new to me. So because I'm not familiar, I shouldn't be taking risks. And I didn't realize what this Indian reservation drive was gonna be like. Otherwise, I would have not even thought to even do it. Yeah, I was actually getting really scared for a second, like driving through the reservation, because like I hit this one dust storm that like most of them, like they went away pretty quick. Like it'd be there for like a couple minutes or like 5 minutes, and then it'd be clear again. And maybe like 10 minutes later, there'd be like another little dust storm. And it's not like there's stuff blowing around, but you can't see anything. So there was one period where like I was in the dust storm, like a period of like just a big dust cloud, dust storm thing for like 30 minutes. I couldn't see anything, and I was like, this is scary. I don't I don't know where I'm at. Like, this could be really steep. Like, I don't know. You know, maybe you could say I pussied out, but to me, it just wasn't worth it. I think I would say I'm being logical instead. You know, maybe if I had a four-wheel drive car, an SUV, a truck, I'd be fine. And I know I would be fine then, even if the roads were bad. Like, I'd be fine, but it's too dangerous. It's too dangerous. I am not scared to die, but that doesn't mean I should rush my death. But yeah, that's this update. So I'll probably do another update in like when I get out of the Indian reservation area, or if not, I'll just do it when somewhere along the way to Flagstaff. Maybe when I get there. I have to double check when I get out of this area, when I have network again. I have to check and see where when the storm even hits Flagstaff, because I might not even make it there. But again, I could stop at a hotel, you know, so we'll see. All right, I've been talking way too long, so I'm gonna cut this update here, and I will see you the next time I pick up my phone. Time for another update. Though I don't actually remember at all what I said last, but because of weather, I believe I said I was going to Flagstaff, and then I said I would either go up from there, or I would keep going out towards Las Vegas, then go up and just skip the mountains altogether, or at least that section of the mountains. I checked weather, and like it would definitely be snowing before I got to St. George if I took the more direct route going up. So I went all the way across, so now I'm going to Las Vegas, and then I'm going up. Yeah, oh my gosh, let me show you this. You got the big Trump sign, but that fucking mountain thing there looks sick. It's like I'm in Rohan, and then there's this big volcano thing out here, which is just like crazy looking. So wild. Yeah, this area is crazy. That thing looks like a volcano. I don't know that it is. It was cool because back there, you could see it, and the clouds are like right there, and it looks like there's like smoke coming out of it. It looks so cool. And that thing is really cool. That little like mountain feature we just passed was like the Trump thing outside, out front. It looks like Rohan from Lord of the Rings or something. It looks so cool. We got all these elk signs everywhere, but I haven't seen a single elk yet. I'd love to see like a bear or like a elk, you know, like obviously not running out in front of me, but like just off to the side. That'd be so cool. It's so crazy how this like landscape drastically changes in like just like a period of 30 minutes. I was at the Indian reservation, it was like all snowy and like dusty, and then you come out of it, and like when I went in, it was like snow, and then when I came out of it, there was no snow like in the area, like that town outside of it, and I was like, what? And like Lily was gone already. And then you start going to Flagstaff, and it turns into like very arid desert. I mean, not quite desert, but like it's pretty arid. And then all of a sudden you see like this big mountain out there, and you're like, whoa. And then it just like, once you get close, it just like turns into snow again. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're just like in like winter, this like winter wonderland. And it's like so crazy. It's like, what? And then you finally get through the mountains, and you come back out. It just goes back to like arid again. Well, kind of, because now there's snow again, but and now it's getting cold again. I keep changing my like heat in my air conditioning because it just keeps changing from hot to cold, based on my surroundings. I don't know. It's so crazy because that's like literally what I'm telling you. Like it just changes so drastically in such a short amount of time. It's just like so bizarre. Like in Indiana, I've just never experienced anything like this. I mean, I've never experienced anything like this, like climate or this, you know, this terrain in my life. Like I've been to Las Vegas in the past many times when I was younger because my aunt lives out here. Lives out in Las Vegas, so I'll be visiting her more. Beyond that, like all this stuff I've never seen. I've never been through like any of the states other than, you know, like obviously like Indiana. I've pretty much only gone like out the East Coast my whole life. If I was doing traveling, it'd be like, you know, you go through like, I'd go to like Pennsylvania or New Jersey, and that was pretty much it. Now my sister lives in North Carolina, so I've been there a couple times, and I'll probably be there more often. But even like, you know, like those landscapes aren't like, they're different from, you know, Indiana, but it's not like they're like drastically different. Like everything I've seen pretty much since since Texas on has been just like drastically different from anything I've ever seen. And I know even Utah itself will look so different. It's crazy. It's like, man, I wish I'd been here like my entire life. This is just so cool out here. Like I haven't been bored the entire trip because I've just been like paying attention to the scenery. Like look at this right here. Like, that is so cool to me. Like that probably doesn't like mean much, but it's so cool to me. Like I'm sure for the people that like live out in these areas, like seeing stuff like that is just like so boring. But for me, it's just like, whoa, that's so cool. And I'm like so happy to be able to spend, you know, at least 6 months here now, hopefully a year, maybe even longer. It's just like, this is just beautiful. I've like always wanted to live out west for a period of time. It's just great to now have it finally happen. I'm still younger too. Like just seeing this just makes me want to stay out here. And I'm like, man, I wish I could just get like all my friends and family and just move out here and just we all live out west and continue, you know, our families out here. But that's not how life works, unfortunately. You can convince some people, but not everyone. Oh, and when you see trains are awesome because you can see the entire train. Like in India, you just don't get to see things like you don't get to see that far. At least not the places I've been in Indiana, but to my understanding, that's how most of the state is. Like, you know, like there's a lot of farmland, but you don't see like that far out, you know. It's just so cool. Like you realize how big the US is and even the world, you know. This is only like a fraction of it. And I've lived in Indiana my whole life, and that's like a fraction of the US. It's so bizarre. All right, I'll come back to you when I do another update.